Welcome to One-Step Subtraction Equations Part 2. I'm going to go through a little bit of review and then we're just going to do some questions. These are slightly harder than the ones in part 1, but not particularly. So again, the goal is the same one as we have for solving any type of equations. You want to get the variable alone and positive on one side of the equation. So alone, positive, and it doesn't matter like before whether the x is on the left or it's on the right. So it's all good. My handy dandy hints. And if you looked at the addition one, this is the exact same set of ideas. Highlight the variable that you're looking at. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. You have to keep everything balanced. You have to use the inverse. So remember, addition, the inverse is subtraction. And for subtraction, the inverse is addition. Take one a pair. So you use one to get rid of the other. And shortly we're going to go multiplication is the inverse of division. And division, likewise, is the inverse of multiplication. So those are the nice pairs. Order matters. Pay attention if you're using a calculator when you put stuff in your calculator. And I strongly suggest that you check for practice. And if your answer just seems a little bit odd, maybe I'll do a question wrong today and show you what it would look like. Maybe it'll be on purpose, maybe it won't. I'll start with what I did before. I'm going to take my pen, my highlighter, and I'm going to highlight all my variables. It helps me concentrate and know exactly what I am working on. All right, so let's get at it. I want to get the x by itself. Again, it's a subtraction question because we have a variable subtract some number, and we have our constant on the other side. Now, we want to get rid of this minus 2, or subtract 2, so we can look up here, the inverse of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 2, and I'm going to add 2. That way, the negative 2 and the positive 2, that adds up to 0, so it cancels it out. So x is equal to 3. Plus 27, plus 27. Now you got to be careful here because now I'm starting to use some signed numbers. You got to be able to do it with signed numbers, fractions, decimals, all of that stuff. So minus 24 plus 27 is going to give you plus 3. If you want, you can put the plus 3, little plus sign. If you don't want to, that's not a big deal, but be careful. All right, so x minus 30, we're going to add 30. I'm going to add 30 here. If I was using my calculator, I would go minus 22 plus 30, and that should give me 8 is equal to x. Now we've got y minus 5, 0 is equal to y minus 5. Add 5, add 5. Even if it's a 0, you still follow the same rules. So y is equal to 5. Okay. Now, just like before, turn off the video, sit down, do the questions yourself, and then turn the video back on and double check that you got everything right. I gotta trust you. Did you turn off? Okay. And we're back. So, still working on this. I'm gonna go plus 8 and plus 8. I'm feeling lazy. And it's so embarrassing when I make a mistake during a video. So negative 4.5 plus 8, boom, 3.5. So y is equal to 3.5. The other option I could have done is I could have, instead of being lazy and used my calculator, I could have done a check. Let's do that too. So 3 steps. First one, rewrite your original equation. That step becomes way more important as we get into more complicated equations. Because if you start simplifying and make a mistake in your simplification and then check from that step, it's still going to work out for you. You don't want to do that. So write up my equation. My answer that I got my equation, I'm going to substitute it in for my variable. So 3.5 minus 8 is equal to negative 4.5. 3.5 minus 8, negative 4.5. So my check is correct. When this number and this number match, they're balancing just like we have been all along. And yeah, the fact that this number doesn't match that one doesn't matter. So plus 20, next question, 28 plus 1 plus 28 plus 1. All right, old school, 26, 28.1. If you want, you can put a 0.0 there if it makes you happy. 0 and 1 is 1. 6 and 8, oops, lost my decimal. 6 and 8 is 14, carry the 1, 54.1. So 54.1 is equal to M. Getting a little messy and squishy here. Oh, minus W. Well, you could recognize that a 0 can just be frankly ignored when you're adding and subtracting. But you know what? You can also follow the rules. It's easier to always follow the rules and sometimes have it be a waste of time than have to sit there and go, now, is that one where I get to ignore it or one where I shouldn't ignore it? So that disappears, and negative 11 plus 0 is still negative 11. So go to W. Plus 0.4 plus 0.4. So B is equal to 4.1. Okay. Now, I want to show you what happens. Let's say I made a mistake here and I miscalculated and I said that's 5.5. I don't know, I just picked a number. Let's just want to show you what happens with your check and why it's important. So back to my original. And I'm just going to write on here that this is the wrong answer. I know it's the wrong answer. I'm doing this for demonstration purposes. So we take that, we plug it in where the B is. Substitution. 5.5 minus 0.4 is equal to 3.7. 5.5 minus 0.4 is, 5.1. And this is how you know there's a mistake. Both sides should equal the exact same number. If they don't, then there's a mistake somewhere. And we have the right answer there. But just wanted to show you what was going to happen. In fact, I'm going to do that because it's not equal. All right. To write small here. 2.3 plus 2.3. So P is 11.8 plus 2.3. That should be 14.1. And we're going to add 7. That was easy. 37 equals G. Plus 5, plus 5. Always doing the inverse, doing the opposite. So these disappear because they add up to 0. M is equal to 10. Uh-oh, I made this one hard. 36.2. Yeah, I'm going to be lazy again. So negative 92.5 plus 36.2. And R is equal to minus 56.3. And there we go. One thing about calculators, get yourself a calculator. Whatever you do, get a, okay, for my classes, you can probably get a decent one for under 20 bucks, but buy it, look after it so that you have the same one. You don't want to be using your phone during class and then come exam time, you get suddenly told you can't use your phone. And then what do? You're running around, you're looking for a calculator, you don't know how to use it, just invest and get one. That's my little public service announcement for today. And that's the end of the video. Thanks.